Much as I don't want to believe this, it's Woj. What can we say? I don't want to believe it, but hey, here's what he's saying. I can't even make it up. He said this: as Houston's James Harden considers his future with the franchise, one possible trade destination rising to the top of his list, the Brooklyn Nets. The idea of reuniting with Kevin Durant and joining Kyrie Irving is resonating with Harden. He also added, the Rockets continue to tell teams that they plan on running it back with Harden this season. So far, there's been no trade discussions between the Rockets and the Nets. Now this right here is Woj reporting this. Someone asked James Harden, or James Harden said it, and now Woj is reporting it. And as much as I didn't want to believe it, was like, okay, if James Harden wants to join the Nets, or if there's a possibility, why would he say that? He wouldn't just say it to a person like Woj or ESPN because he knows that information is going to go out there. Someone must have talked to James Harden, because Woj wouldn't just say this without having actual proof. We know he's credible. So somehow, some way, James Harden is intrigued by the idea of reuniting with Kevin Durant and joining Kyrie Irving. I'm surprised he said this publicly to whatever source ESPN has, but maybe James Harden really wants out. Maybe he's looking at a second option, which would be the Nets. But let me ask you guys a question. Would that be a great trade? Because from what I'm hearing, there's also another guy who tweeted this. A source is telling me that the Nets have engaged in talks with the Rockets, James Harden for a variation of Spencer, Karras, Prince, and Jared Allen. Nothing is finalized, but Harden to Nets seems like a real possibility if finalized on November 22nd. Now this right here is a guy who's credible. He's a writer covering the Clippers. He's a contributor for ESPN, Forbes, so you know he's not a joke. Some way, somehow, somebody knows something that James Harden told them, and it's just interesting. There's really no issues in terms of chemistry. They're all friends. But of course, we do know, if James Harden joins the Nets, Kyrie has to be the third option, and we know Kyrie ain't doing that. He left LeBron to be a leader. Kyrie and James Harden, they're gonna be fighting for the ball. But you guys let me know what you think, and I'm out.